Hello, everyone. This is Corrie. I'm coming in to record the end of the year zodiac messages for those born under the sign of Libra. Please remember these do not replace any medical psychological advice you've been given. These are to be taken as entertainment. It is me being able to visually see, feel, sense, hear the energy that is coming through for each and every zodiac sign, connecting into that collective energy. This is not a personal reading. So if this resonates with you, yay. I do connect it to the sun sign. And so this one's being recorded for that September until coming into the new year. It may even resonate a little bit to your 2025, but that reading will be coming in December. They won't be out yet. But you can always go back and listen to the whole year zodiac message for each and every sign. So for back in December, January, I did post a whole playlist of the 2024 zodiac energy updates. So go find your Libra, listen to the whole year, and listen to this, and just see what's in there that may resonate with you, what ahas, what may have been transpiring. And so the big one that's coming up for me, and that really came up for Libra when I first can start connecting in, was handling something with kid gloves, like really having to handle something that is like a delicate situation or a delicate time, and using kid gloves, which means using a lot of discernment and how you handle things, that you can't handle situations with everybody the same way. Everyone needs it's like spices, right? It's like baking something. If you're baking something, it's not all the same ingredients creates the same product, right? So it's how you connect to other people. So this may also be with you. You may have someone in your life. You may be the person who's other people are trying to help you with something and you're not getting it, you're not listening. And because you have one way or one style and you don't want to know any other way. So there could be some real stubbornness that's coming in here, some bullheadedness. So it could be you, but I'm really picking up the sense of situations in some of my Libras' lives, of where you have to really deal with things with sensitivity, very diplomatic, and really looking at it as if you have a recipe book and you have all these recipes, they're all different for a reason. Same with people. Everyone has a different way. We all receive the information differently. No one receives the same thing. Everyone can be sitting in the room and no one is hearing anything the exact same way at all. We are all getting it differently. We're all picking up pieces. There's aspects that highlight, there's aspects that may trigger, there's aspects that may be aha moments for you, but it may not be for somebody else. So be aware of the possibility of that conflicting energy that can be like cause conflicts, or it can lead you to some frustration or kind of shutting down, or just wanting to kind of just say F it and say, no, okay, let's sit back. Let's look at this differently. Let's approach things differently. And let's deal with things the way that we need to be able to deal with them. And so it's the same thing with relationships. All men are not the same. All women are not the same. If you had one bad relationship, then all men, all women are not going to be the same. You could be always picking the same type. So if you're my singles people and you have been trailing that road of bad relationship or not being lucky in love, let's put it that way, then you may be constantly hearing yourself say, well, all men are alike, all women are alike, like that's just how they're all like that. And that's the story you tell yourself, so you can keep finding that reason, but you'll keep attracting the same thing that you're still seeking for some sort of validation from, some sort of safety, or still trying to be the fixer in your life, right? You're trying to fix people, trying to please people. So what's always alike is you. What's always alike is the version of you that shows up, or what you keep bringing into relationships, what aspects of yourself. So really looking at those and exploring it differently, seeing it differently. What do I need to change within myself to be the change in the relationships that I have in my life? And what those relationships look like and how those relationships unfold. And so seeing that within ourselves means radical self-honesty, being, deeply compassionate and kind, to what you need to look at within yourself and the why. So if you have, say, daddy issues or mommy issues, you may be still looking to fix the daddy issues in relationships. So if you have daddy issues and you're like, oh, I love older men, I always date older men. No, you don't. You don't. Yeah, you do always date older men. But why do you always date older men? And why is it that you always end up in the same situation? Really looking at that and looking at it in the way of just saying, and I often will hear a lot of women say to me, oh, but I just love to love. That's a bullshit story. We all love to love, and we all are, we all love, but it's the sense of understanding what love really is. So when we love bomb or we're being love bombed, there's more to the story. Sometimes we really have to look at those things. And so when you fall in love overnight, it's like, oh, it's my perfect is we're people reveal to you what they want you to see. Always remember that. People are always revealing to you what they want you to see. They know what you want. They know what you need. So you get fed that. It's like going to a restaurant and you're not going to order what you don't want to eat. You're going to order something you like. So you're always ordering up the same dish and you're getting dished out the same thing over and over. And then the results always comes back the same. And it's like, well, this always hurts my stomach. This always hurts my heart. This always happens to me. Why? Because of you. And so that energy is here for my singles. Really pay attention to how you show up. So my Libras who are still searching for love, I feel like it's a deep, radical self-love, a time of deep exploring. It's really breaking up with the version of you that you place in all of those same relationships. That's who you have to break up with first. Break up with that part of you. And I think 2025 will bring you some true love. It'll bring you some healthy relationships. Or it might bring you to the point of saying, I want to spend this whole year just really finding out more about myself because I've only ever seen myself complete in relationships. If I'm in a relationship, I'm happy. If I'm in a relationship, that's my best version of myself. No, you should be your best version of yourself with or without those relationships. So either which way, it is the possibility of love going into 2025 in the healthiest of ways if you do those healthy things now. So for the other Libra energy coming back into the collective, so we talked about in the beginning, we are speaking about the kid gloves and relationships and hearing, perceiving, perceptions. That's all a part of this year, the end of the year. For my singles, you just got your message. You know what you need to do. You know how you got to look in the mirror and look how you're showing up. For the rest of the collective energy coming into the rest of the year is I do see this as I see a lot of possibility of like almost like a sense of joy, a sense of satisfaction. So if you're someone who's been completing like some online courses or waiting for the finances to come in to be able to take part in some course, some finances, some course, I feel like there's an opportunity, whether or not the money shows up. I feel like there is something that just becomes available to you. It's a way, right? A way shows itself, a way reveals itself that it becomes possible to really truly look at what you want to do. And I have this weird thing since I've been working in this space a lot, and I'm working at like a dining room table type of thing, is I have this habit of leaning in like I'm sitting across from you. Like you're sitting, there's a chair over here for when I'm doing in person. And it's as if I'm literally sitting in, leaning in, having a deep conversation. And it was brought to my attention that I'm leaning forward in my videos. And I'm like, I am leaning forward. I don't do this at my desk upstairs. And so I keep trying to pull myself back. So it feels very personal. I feel like I'm in this personal message with you all. But it does feel like for some of you that you're moving into the where things that seemed maybe a little bit impossible, or you didn't know how it's going to happen, or you thought you're going to have to wait another 2 years for something, it's going to begin to like the opportunity comes sooner than you think. Things are starting to appear sooner than you think. I can do this sooner than I think. I'm finished this sooner than I think. But also being able to finish projects. So if you've been looking at starting to really put your focus in finances and building business or a business plan, or building or starting to create like some sort of like financial plan, whatever that is, this is a very good time to do it before you go into 2025. Pay attention to those things in your life, because details matter for my Libras coming into the end of the year, and being able to navigate through this last little run that Pluto is making in Capricorn that is coming up, that's influencing and affecting everything, because we're never going to see that again in our lifetimes. So there is a lot of like, this is your time to do this now, so you don't repeat this. But there's also this sense of once in a lifetime moments. So I feel like for some of my Libras, it is your once in a lifetime moment to be able to look at your once in a lifetime possibilities. This is my time. It's what I keep getting. This is my time. This is my time to win the lottery. This is my time to have these things. This is my time to have healthy relationships. This is my time. So if it's your time, you got to be the version of you that you need to be able to step into that healthier, more prosperous way of being. So it is a very introspective, internal sense of deep dive into yourself that is very important to move forward into 2025. And this is your time to do it. There is I wouldn't be surprised if some of my in relationship but not married, I feel like there's like some sort of an engagement coming. It could be that Christmas time, it could be before Christmas, but I'm just like, there, I see a ring, like being handed a ring, a wedding ring or an engagement ring, or you may be planning a wedding and you didn't know it was going to happen, and then all of a sudden you're like, let's just go do this. So it may be to get married before 2025 comes in, but there is like some sort of surprise. You may have been dreaming, wishing for this for a long time, but I'm seeing a big ass ring. So somebody in my Libra energy, whether you're giving the big ass ring or you're getting the big ass ring, but there's a big ass beautiful ring that keeps showing up. And every time I see a ring, they always show me massive, and doesn't mean your ring is massive. It just usually means that it's someone getting engaged. They don't want me to miss that ring or that experience, to be able to see that. Now I am picking up hips. So if you're someone who has health issues with the pelvic area, with hips, with lower back, I do see some, like it's being highlighted. So I don't know if treatment or really finally taking care of that part of your body, doing what your body needs. Sometimes that is to switch up exercise or to start exercising, or it may be surgery. You may be waiting for a hip surgery, and that hip surgery may be coming, and you may be getting that hip surgery finally. But I do see there is highlight areas in that area. So also reproductive, women's issues. If you're someone who's been having women's issues, I feel that something is being highlighted there. And I don't know if it's that you've been feeling something, knowing something, but nothing's been coming up. And it's like, finally it's like being revealed to you, or you're finally getting the treatment that you need. But it is all coming up in that area. And of course, lower back as well. So I am picking up all of that energy that's coming in. Now, I'm also grabbing onto this. I'm also picking up a sense of possible, how do they show me this? I get transplant. So I don't know if there's something being transplanted. So I don't know if this could be plants, or this could be organs. This is this is organs. This is something very big, but very small. Amount of people or one specific person, but it speaks about a transplant. So if you have somebody who's been waiting for a transplant, or you are someone who's had or is getting a transplant and it's been a long waiting list, there feels like there is a transplant coming in, like some sort of transplant surgery. That's a big one. Remember, I'm not no doctor. I'm not, I'm not your psychologist, so this doesn't replace any medical, psychological advice you have been given ever, or doctor's visits, nothing. But as I see through this energy, I just keep seeing one thing being taken out and something else being put in. So it's medically, you could be transplant. Now in our lives, that could be one thing being removed and something new coming in. So you could be having something taken away, or something finally leaving your life and something new coming in. So it could be the replacement of something, but something is being either released or resolved, and something new is coming in. So there's something new coming in. So either which way of the spectrum that is, I just see things kind of like what is not working is leaving, and what is new, what helps you thrive, what helps you live your healthy life is coming in. And it's coming in through that Libra energy. Now, this could be someone in your life, it could be you, but it does tie into that energy of kind of what, like something old leaving, something new coming in. So let that place wherever it is. It could be old relationships and a new relationship coming in. You could be someone who's had been waiting for a new relationship, and just all of a sudden a new relationship comes. I don't know, but that's what they're giving me. Vindication. I get some sort of vindication. So if you've been going through some sort of justice, or some sort of like having to waiting on some court documents or court final results or something to come in, I feel like there is vindication. I feel like it's like justice is being served and justice is coming in, like some sort of closure, some sort of big, like final ending, and being able to have some sort of relief. I get relief and peace. Finally being able to make peace with something, and a sense of relief. That's revealing itself to me, and I'm seeing that coming in as well. So there is that shift and change that's coming for Libra. And as you move through the December, I feel like there is some sort of being able to kind of breathe, like from the middle of November, as we get to the middle of November into the end of December. I don't know, it feels like it's just been a bit of a rush kind of energy, but being able to sit back, take a breath, breathe. It's important to really, for Libra, to really take some downtime. I don't know why I keep seeing like the middle of October, kind of like having to take a rest, having to take a break, having to sit back. It may be when, if you are someone who's waiting for surgery, or you're having some surgery done, or whatever that may be the period of time of when you're either preparing, or going for that surgery. Because I just feel like for a lot of that Libra energy, there's this like peaceful energy that's coming in. And I keep hearing flatline, flatline. Something is flatlining. So it could be the ending, the death of something, and it's got no longer has hold over you. It no longer has a control over you. It could be the passing of someone that you love, that maybe you've been watching, bearing witness to them having to go through struggles, and they know they're leaving. I feel like it's somebody who probably knows something more than even we might know. But it could be that, and then this may be their time when they just say, it's time for me to go home. Because I feel like I'm seeing somebody laying in a bed, and I feel like they've been there for a while, and they're just making that decision. Their soul is like, we're not going into 2025. And I don't mean that to be like morbid, but that's the possibility. But on the other spectrum of that, it could be finally something ending that needs to kind of finally, like a dead end, like finally something has come to a full closure. And we're in a big last quarter of a 360 here. So it could be that finally something has closed. You might have a closing if you're selling a house. And so it could be a closing on a house, finally getting that done and signing the papers and beginning again right before 2025 comes in. It could be the ending of, some challenging times. It could be kind of the ending of a diploma program or a university degree, and you're finally graduating, you're finally getting that done. And that's the dead end, right? That's the ending. And so the new beginning of life, the new job, the searching can be coming in. So I am feeling the sense of somebody who's graduating, somebody who's completing something, and being able to kind of move into position, or really beginning either a new job or business begins in the end of the year or the beginning of 2025, and really celebrating, like really take the time to celebrate what you need to celebrate, and celebrating that self. For some of my married couples, this energy can really, and this goes right back to the very beginning of the message as well, when it speaks about, we're all hearing, perceiving something differently. We're all connecting into it differently. And being able to know the power of communication and honesty done with a sense of love. But being very honest and not living as two individuals, but really coming together in the Libra energy means stronger partnerships, like really coming together. It may be a sense of some of my married couples may find themselves finally agreeing that they need to learn, they need to hire, themselves a coach. They may need to get themselves into some counseling, therapy work, whatever it is, where they can learn how to coexist and understand each other, because we're just thrown into relationships in, one time you just love each other and you got married, but that's not really enough in a lot of situations anymore. Is that there is a sense of, because the healing is important of the past, and not to be bringing the past into your relationships, leaving the past at the door. Whatever's past has to stay in the past. Let it freaking go. And because the shadow is really making a comeback right now, be very careful. Listen to my full moon in eclipse, my full moon in Pisces video. That's for the 17th, 18th of September. That, I think that's a follow through for the year too. Really listen to that video, because there's so much in there that can really truly make sense of how we show up in relationships and our expectations and the expectations we place, but also how easy it is to let the past into your relationships, whether it's in your thoughts, whether it's in trust, doubt, or is isms or addictive patterns and behaviors. It seeps its way in when there is a sense of feeling vulnerable, feeling fearful, or feeling like something is missing, neglected. And you're looking for comfort, you're looking for security, you're looking for some sort of validation, or it's an old habit that needs to die. So in my Libra, in any energy, in any of the zodiacs, it is so important before 2025 to really, truly be aware of this behavior and bringing that into the mass healing that needs to come to move forward in 2025. For my little children, Libra little children, is you may notice them being a little more assertive and a little more self-centered, which is not a bad thing. It's really truly them not wanting to step back, but wanting to step forward. Let them. So your little inner child may be wanting to step up and wanting to try something new, wanting to be heard, you need to listen to what your body needs and what is needed now. And also listening to the children. So if you have little Libra children, really truly sit and let them speak, and don't interrupt them, and don't tell them they're wrong. Let them kind of communicate through, and then help them navigate their way through finding their own truth. So it's not that you're wrong about even your little inner child stories, is you have to see your past through the eyes of who you are today, and not through the eyes of who you once were. You got to look in. You have to be the observer to see things from the eyes of who you are today, and to look at all perspectives of it. And a child is a child and has a child brain. They're not lacking any intelligence. They have the knowing of the child they are. Their soul has a greater knowing. So really understanding that and being able to separate that and let go of some of the expectations on children to do, to be, and allow them to cultivate a sense of safety in knowing that they can self-discover while being held in the safety of their environment. It's very important for Libra children. And finances, financial, those things, like I said, planning, but also seeing some sort of like, there could be some sort of like restrictions, restraint in like the October a little bit here, and then maybe a little bit in November, and then possibly like unexpected money, or just having some money free up. So you may be paying off a loan, you may be finally completing something, or something may sell that you've been waiting to sell for a long time. And I just see a little bit more freedom coming in. And so peace and freedom should be the kind of the energy of what you should be kind of reaching and searching for, and what that looks like in your situations, in your environment. But also communication, and learning the power of being able to communicate to each and every situation and person in your life differently, including yourself, and how you connect and communicate to yourself. And to be very observant. This is a time for you to be very observant as you move into 25. That's what I have for you. Go back, listen to your full 2024, and 2025s will be out December, beginning of January. And for those that are watching this that may be in Newfoundland, I am doing a cross Newfoundland tour in some of the bigger places. And I will be back to do the smaller places later. So I will be in Corner Brook, Gander, Grand Falls, and St. John's. Everything is on Eventbrite, and go directly to my website, CorrieThorne.com, and my website information is below here on this YouTube video. If you like these videos, please subscribe and hit the notification button. Also got a new course coming up online, and that one's called The Way of the Mystic. It is a masterclass in my Soul Revival of the Divine Feminine whole series that I have in our More Than Existent Academy of Higher Consciousness. So that one is starting on the 18th. It is all recorded if you can't make it live, but it is going to be an amazing course. And if you love to deep dive and love to go deeper into deeper understanding of yourself and the energy, and being able to just channel through some of your own energy, or be able to channel into some of the collective energy, this may be the course that you may want to get into. And that one starts on the 18th, all on the website. I send you so much love. Thank you for being here. And I will chat with you soon. Bye-bye.